as much as people probably don't want to look at this, I'm just going to go backwards in time to February. I'm going to start this really quick, but because you mentioned NFP, this is not this month's NFP, but February's NFP. And usually it's this stat has like about an 88% probability of locking in the high or the low for the month within 1%. And so this is what February looked like. I'm just going to play this forward on my trading view. But the high was 697, 689. And really what I'm thinking about whenever we get these releases, like, is this the high or the low? And essentially out of the gate on February, it looks pretty much like you're the low and, or this was the high. And this will probably be in this area resistance moving forward. And so as you play that forward, this is kind of what it looks like. Sometimes you'll get a little breach above. What I'm looking for to create a trend is a full open and full close above or below either the high or the low. And so I'm looking at February because it's going to still play, right? So every time we get one of these releases, it's always in play. It never goes away. And the same rules kind of apply. So we have like 1, 2, 3 closes below. I mean, this is pretty much safe to say at that point that was a low. And then so this month, we're about 3 days in. I actually don't have like a full open and close above or below. So the lines or the levels, since we're looking at lines today, is 678.58 and 669.7. That's actually, so you mark it from when the market gets the data after hours. So you'd have to, if you threw on like a smaller time frame chart, you'd see it pretty clean. This is when the data released. This was the low of the New York session. That's exactly how this works. But I'm looking for a full open and close above or below. Right now I have an open below, but I have a close above. So not going to happen. We're just going to go back to the highs. Today I have an open below and a close below. So again, I don't have a trend today. And both of these little wicks are actually within 1%. So stats hold. We're just kind of looking to see where are we going to go from here. But these are your major pivots. For right now, tomorrow we have CPI. We have a lot of news on deck. I think Friday we get some more data as well. So this could be slightly range bound. But like I said, last month's levels actually stay in play. So if we can get over 678, cool. From an S&P perspective, we can see as high as like the 697s. I mean, I would expect some trouble around 690, but just so we know, that's where we could go if we do get an open above and a push tomorrow with CPI, something like that. But in order to say, hey, we're at new all-time highs, I need to be trading well above 700.
Were you worried at all when we fell below 660 on Monday, yesterday?
I mean, from a long-term perspective.
Just like the structure. Do you think it was getting ready to break? It wouldn't.
Over the weekend, dude, the weekend was gross. The Sunday futures was absolutely rancid, but like, I posted something about that too. It's like, I first of all, I don't usually open new trades after these NFP days because I want to see where the trend is going to go. So like, I didn't have anything new. Like, I'm not opening new trades after an NFP because I need to see how the market's digesting. So I wasn't caught long or short. I was basically, basically pretty flat, which at the moment, I'll just tell you, I still am. We're looking across the board. I'm like, 650, I'll just say in the near term is the next downside target. If we do not hold this 680 level, it's 650, just slightly below the 200-day SMA on the S&P 500. But I don't really gauge anything. And plus Monday, so like, no, like I looked at it and I was like, this is just another day, because I wasn't already in something, because I just know like stuff goes crazy after those days and it's all a bunch of like smoke and mirrors half the time. Even closing at the highs yesterday, I'm not looking at doing anything because like I said, I don't have a reason to go long. My system's like, no. Just chill. And same thing today. Today, I'm actually leaning a little bit more bearish than I would be before, just because I really don't have an upside situation here.
Right.
And tomorrow, if we can't get over 678, I mean, I'm probably going to be short trading wise in the very short term. but we'll have to see, because even if we open at 675 and we close below 668 tomorrow, it's still going to be choppy. So I could still expect some kind of bounces. So that's where we are. I think the market's in limbo. It's a very funky spot. And I'll just tell you where the 650 kind of comes from. It's like this area over here. I do have a fundamental level that aligns to that, but because I've been yapping a little bit, it's about 651 right here that we could see an additional downside move if we get it. But I don't have, trading. I need a if this, then that. I don't have the if this yet, so I don't have a reason to take it. That's the biggest difference from investors. It's like investors are like, well, you'll front run things, you'll anticipate. You're like, oh, I have an edge. Trading, it's like stock going down, I'm short. Stock going up, I'm long for the most part. But that's where this comes from, right over here. Let me just turn on a different. For whatever reason, I'm not seeing my profile. I'll just throw this onto a daily. Yeah, let's just go daily because it's probably going to be a little bit better.
I mean, we broke above 680 today, which like felt encouraging until it didn't.
Yeah, like I said, I need to see that. I need to see like the full day trading through. Plus, we have a downward sloping 20-day SMA. We have a flattening to downward sloping 50-day SMA, and we have a 200-day that's probably going to start to flatten out if we can't start going higher. So quite frankly, this looks choppy to sideways to me, something like that. But I've been pretty cautious over the last few weeks to use like this, counter trend bounce term, which we haven't had to use over the past few years, but the trend is broken still. And again, this area right here, 668, I think I had it, but if we breach a quick push to the downside, could bring us into that 650-ish range. And then you have everybody, oh, we lost the 200-day SMA, but it's kind of like a magnet at this point. So that's really what I'm looking at. It's a little discouraging because the distance between the 20 and the 50 are actually expanding, and I'm nowhere close to my death cross here on SPY. So I think it's neutral to bearish completely, to be clear on this. Qs, this one's a little bit different. This one, and this is where things get a little divergent, if you will. We're actually slightly above Friday's high. So this one's actually more somewhat encouraging here. It's a little shaky. We got a lot closer to the 200-day, but I think what I'm seeing in the charts is just a lot of apprehension. I mean, clearly we're not in a full-blown uptrend. We've had a little bit of a bout or pullback, but it's not like a big reason to get excited yet. Again, CPI tomorrow, Oracle tonight. We'll see if it holds. And then Friday is it GDP? Friday we have something else, PCE on Friday. So we have a lot to get through this week. I think, generally speaking, if you're long, there are certain things from a time frame perspective. It's a weird situation where like a lot of IGV, a lot of software names are, looking better